Hey guys, what's going on? So I did an entire live stream specifically because I was going to make this video, and then I was like, you know what? I just kind of want to showcase this in a live stream. And now after I've done a live stream, I was like, no, I kind of want to do a video, because after those live streams, I did a couple more battles, and I went insane. To catch everybody up, this is the current holiday modifier in the game, and the last time when the Halloween event came around and they came out with modifiers, my favorite modifier that I was like, this is the best Blooming Dash modifier I've ever seen, was the Nosferatu modifier. I have a video for that. If you want me to link it, I can. Just let me know in the comments. And that's why I like the modifiers. I think that it encourages different kinds of gameplay, if you can use the modifier correctly, or if it benefits your deck. And so even though a lot of people didn't like the pumpkin modifiers from the Halloween event, I encourage the developers to continue doing this. I think that it gives, the game a different kind of... It doesn't need to just be the regular PvP damage-based game. It can be other things as well. And it makes it fun, it makes it different, it makes it interesting. It allows other decks to maybe rise up. This is the actual de facto best Blooming Dash modifier I have ever seen. This actively gives Portal Keeper a talent. And I remember when Night Statue was going to come out, and it was going to be given talents. And people ask me, very obviously because I'm a Blade Dancer player, do I think that this is going to make Blade Dancer meta? Is Blade Dancer going to become meta because of this? Because they're adding Night Statue talents? And the thing that I said was no. And the reasoning for that is it's the simple fact that Blade Dancer isn't the only deck that uses Night Statue. It's not even the best deck that uses Night Statue. Inquisitor is the best deck that uses Night Statue. Specifically because it increases its attack speed, and the attack speed of Inquisitor being increased is how it deals more damage. So it's going to be better in that deck. But even outside of that, Spirit Master uses Night Statue. You can't say that a singular deck is all of a sudden going to become meta just because you're adding talents to something that everybody uses. For instance, Wind Archer didn't become meta because Summoner got talents. Because you can increase your crit percentage on Wind Archer, and it's so good now, because, yeah. It doesn't work like that. If a deck has a specific card that it is required to use, and it changes, then that thing can become meta. Portal Keeper, the only deck that actively has to use it, is Blooming Dash Blade Dancer. You have to be able to move Blade Dancers in order to get the bonuses, and I've always stated this, if Portal Keeper gets talents, and those talents are good talents, if it had something that was like every time you move a Portal Keeper, with something, or every time you move something with a Portal Keeper, you get a damage stack, and then that could double stack on Blooming Dash Blade Dancer. That would make Blooming Dash Blade Dancer better, because no other deck is going to put Portal Keeper into their deck. But Blooming Dash Blade Dancer specifically has to use Portal Keeper, a much worse card than, let's say, a Summoner, or what are things that I can't use? Like a Summoner, a Witch, Enchant Sword, right? It's much worse than those cards. I do think that Night Statue, Sharpened Spear is the best card to use with it. But the reason why Blooming Dash Blade Dancer has never been meta, it's for the simple fact that it's very difficult to get all of your cards to level 7. Because you have to get them to level 7 evenly. And when you're running Blooming Dash, you have to make everything the same level as your Portal Keeper. And if you have to make everything the same level as your Portal Keeper, you have to use enough Dryads to like level up all of your cards to level 3. Then level up everything to level 4. Then level up everything to level 5. Then level up everything to level 6. And you can't do this with a Scrapper because Scrapper it does upgrades randomly. So if you were to just upgrade your portal, if your Scrapper just keeps hitting your Blade Dancers but never your Portal Keeper, you would die because you wouldn't be able to get rid of debuffs. If you just hit the Portal Keeper and not the Blade Dancers, then you would have nothing to move. Holiday Keeper gives Portal Keeper the ability to move anything of its rank or lower. If you have a level 7 Portal Keeper, you can move anything anywhere. Any number of spaces. I can already hear people in the comments, Flicker can do that. Flicker's problem, one, it's a hero, so then you can't use a gadget. You can't use any other better hero. Flicker's problem is that it only moves one space, and one adjacent space. Portal Keeper has the ability to move anything anywhere. You can go cross map. In the case that like a Warlock is going to hit one of your units, you can save that unit by going across the map and Portal Keepering out that unit, and then it hits the Portal Keeper with the shield, and then it doesn't die. With Flicker, you can only move one space at a time, and it's also on like a pretty bad cooldown. I think it might be the same as a Portal Keeper, but the fact that it has a cooldown makes it that much worse as well. This is the best modifier that could have possibly been given to Bloom and Dash Blade Dancer. And I would like to showcase a battle where I accidentally didn't use the modifier. Actually, you know what? I'll do the battle where I did use the modifier, and I finally learned how to use it. I'll showcase that first, and then I'll show you a bonus battle, because my bonus battle is hilarious. So it took me a little while to figure out how to do this, but I started to realize over the course of this game, or the course of many games, and if you want more of these games, I did an entire live stream that is posted. You can watch that, where I'm trying to learn how to use this deck. But essentially, I started to realize that you do have to upgrade your Portal Keeper a little bit. I want to say to like around 4, like 4 or 5. Like 5 is probably ideal, but even 4 is probably fine. And you should probably upgrade your Knight statue more than your Blade Dancers. Your Blade Dancers will naturally upgrade with Scrapper hits, and you can actively you can manually upgrade your Portal Keeper with your Scrapper hits as well, in the same way that you used to be able to manually, or you can still do it, you can manually upgrade Scrappers. So when the Scrapper hit is going to hit something, you can move your Portal Keeper there, upgrade your Portal Keeper that way. And that's how you go from like 4 to 7. And then beyond that, you should probably be using your Dryads to upgrade the Knight statue, because I was going into a bunch of games where it would always hit my Blade Dancers, but it wasn't hitting the Knight statue. And there are obviously so many other Blade Dancers on the field that it will statistically hit your Blade Dancers more. And so essentially that's pretty much it. Like you set up your board to where you have your Blade Dancers on your Sharpened Spear, like your Sharpened Spear row, and then you just win. Like, it's so good. You're able to use all of your mana all the time. As soon as you can get like a 1, 2, 3 Scrapper, you're pretty much set, and it just goes crazy. Using growth tiles, you have the ability to move anything onto a growth tile, which is also insane. You can move anything off of a growth tile. You don't have to do like the fancy like, oh, I have a level 2 dryad, so I'm gonna move the dryad on there and then use the dryad and then summon into the square. You can just move anything off of the square and then move anything onto the square. And then move that thing that you just combined off of the square again. Like, it's such a simple line of text. Like, giving Portal Keeper the ability to simply move anything of its level or less, that's it. It doesn't need to be anything else cooler than that. Like, it can move anything of its level or less. All of a sudden, Blooming Dash Blade Dancer turns into this monstrosity. The ability to use Scrapper to be able to get all of your Blade Dancers to 7 automatically makes this deck go insane. Being able to move anything off of a growth tile so that you can efficiently get all of your stacks on growth tile, it's insane. Obviously I win this game. I've never lost a game. As long as I've been playing this with the modifier, I have not lost a game. No other deck is utilizing Portal Keeper, like I said, because this is the only deck that actively has to use Portal Keeper. So every other deck is just playing the regular damage game that they've always been playing, and the only exception is that I'm able to do this. This deck is able to now become this. I do have a bonus game where I play this deck. I'll spoil this right now. I do have a bonus game where I play this deck, but I accidentally took it into a tournament, obviously without the modifier, and I was playing corners. That is now currently the best Blooming Dash Blade Dancer game I have ever played. What was funny was I was playing against an Inquisitor player, and he was spam emojiing me the entire game because he was pretty sure I was going to lose. And I was very sure I was going to lose. And then I very much beat him, and it was so satisfying. The cultist, like, the cultist emoji is my favorite, like, emoji to use to those people. It reminds me, and I'm pretty sure that this is why they did it, but it reminds me of Jurassic Park, and it's Dennis Nedry, on the computer when they're trying to, like, go into they're trying to hack into his computer, but he's, like, the best hacker, and he has the, not without the magic word, not without the magic word. I'm pretty sure that is a direct reference to what the cultist emoji is, but at the end of, like, when I was pretty sure he was gonna die, I just spammed that, like, 15 times, like, something insane. I wish when you did replays, you could see emojis, because he was just spamming, like, so many emojis. Like, obviously, like, whenever I would mess up, or whenever I would get a bad merge, he would spam, like, some, like, aggressive emoji, and I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything the whole game. And it wasn't until, like, the last, like, boss round when he was getting, like super bossed. I think he died to a tamer. Like, it got to that point. But yeah, I'm able to basically just eat everything on the field, upgrade everything, and move everything. It's everything that you want this deck to do. You have early game with the Dryad. You have late game with the Fairy of Rage Dryad. I didn't get a lot of stacks, but I usually have been pretty consistent with getting like 20 stacks, because you're able to summon in so much that you just eventually summon in Fairy of Rage Dryads. I think this game, I didn't. And it was actually very shocking to me. Like, I think mid-game, I started to realize, I was like, why am I still only at 9? But yeah, this is also it's also a deck that has the ability to utilize every single every single tile, making Gadget much better with this deck specifically. Whereas most decks only use some of the tiles. Most decks only, like an Inquisitor deck, only uses 4 tiles. This is the only deck that has the ability to utilize every tile, and being able to also move. Getting a gold tile like late in the game, like this level 3 on the bottom gold tile. You used to have to be able to. You used to have to get a merge rank onto that tile of the merge rank of your Portal Keeper. Now I don't have to. Whenever I get another Blade Dancer, I can just automatically move it to that tile, and I'm done. Like, you have the protection from everything with the Portal Keeper. Obviously, letting these presents open themselves and getting the 1 rank up is beneficial, because at the very least, even if you were to scrapper it, you're getting the double benefit. You're getting free benefit, and then now you're getting 2 benefits off of it, because you're able to scrap something that is a level 2. I think I'm actively just waiting for a regular Dryad so that I can upgrade the one on the tile. That's another present. Now I can use the 2. Am I going to use the 2? Am I not going to use the 2? The downside to the being able to using the Santa Holiday Keeper modifier, the downside is supposed to be that you're giving your opponent attack every time you throw a snowball. When you move a unit with a Portal Keeper, you're throwing it at them, and they're gaining one of their units is gaining an attack boost. I never care. I don't even kind of care about that. See, and normally I would now need a level 3 to get this scrapper away from the tile. I can just move it. I can just move it to anywhere. I could have saved the scrapper right there with the level 2 Portal Keeper, and I just didn't. Sometimes there's just like a lot going on in these games to where I don't know, I blank out or something. I'm at 32% on growth tiles. As you can see on the bottom, I'm able to use all of these gold tiles. So I'm able to use everything that's on the Knight Statue row, but I'm also able to use all of the growth tiles as well, or all of the gold tiles as well. Part of the downside of it being random is that it's supposed to be on a tile that you haven't been building on the entire game. But with Portal Keeper, you're obviously able to move anything to any tile. If you can see right here, I think he's about to die. I have no signs of slowing down. Like, I can still do stuff. I can still upgrade my entire board to a level 7. My board has the ability to just get stronger from here. I think that gets ranked down, but it honestly doesn't even matter. With Scrapper, you can eventually just Scrapper it back to 7 anyway. I have 6,000 mana that I need to run through. I'm not even completely actively using this growth tile, because that growth tile is now at 34%. It has the ability to go to like 50... I think my current growth tile was like 52%. with one line of text on a Portal Keeper, giving it a talent that states you can move anything of its rank or lower. That's it. I'm not even, you know, calling for Portal Keeper can move anything, you know, whenever. Like, you can use a level 1 to move a level 7. Like, I'm not even that greedy. Like, this is simply, it can move anything of its rank or lower. That's all I'd want. And I could do this. Right there, when it was going to upgrade my Portal Keeper, I could have moved something of lesser value, obviously, to that spot, and it would have upgraded that. I think I moved a level 7, and so it just gave me no benefit. But if you really concentrate, you can also do that as well, obviously. Like, when you already have the level 7 Portal Keeper, then you can just move something of lesser value. This is not even to state that I don't have stacks on my Sharpened Spear. I wasn't even trying to go for that. This is just regular blade dancering. Like, that's all this is. Just being able to have a level 7 Knight Statue and a level 7 Blade Dancers. That's it. And just regular Bloom and Dash Blade Dancer. Or regular Bloom and Dash. I don't even have a lot of stacks. I have 56 stacks. I feel like a lot of stacks would be like 100. In the 100 area, I don't even have a lot of stacks. And it still has the ability to do this amount of damage very easily. Yeah. And as a bonus game, as a thank you for watching, and if you feel like watching even more, I'm gonna skip to double bosses. But yeah, like, so what ended up happening was I accidentally took this deck into a regular clan tournament with no modifier. This is the best Bloom and Dash Blade Dancer game I've ever played. It was rough. Like, at the beginning of this game, it was incredibly rough. And I'm gonna obviously skip to double bosses. You can very quickly see my setup. It's rough. No modifier, I'm using Scrapper. I was very positive I was going to lose this game. And I deal the most damage I've ever done with this deck. This is times 8 speed, and I'm just trying to get to double bosses here. There we go. Yeah, this is my board at double bosses. Not great. This game was rough. It's not the worst thing. I have like a bunch of gold tiles on corner tiles. So I'm getting a growth tile bonus, a gold bonus, and a speed bonus, with the Knight Statue. But this game was rough. It was very back and forth. I obviously get Tribunaled a bunch, so that ranks me down. But then, and then I believe he also has Pocket Curse, so then that ranks me down as well. Sometimes, but sometimes when he ranks me down, maybe like a Scrapper hit me too high, so then he would rank a unit down, and then I would be able to use it. I believe there's a point where I can't move anything, and I thought I was gonna die. Like towards the end of this, when it starts going into triple bosses, it's intense. I could feel like the anger, like as the game progressed. Like he kept good gaming me, thinking that I was gonna die at some point, and then he would send me like the angry emoji when I wouldn't, and like when that it would just keep going, like the game just kept going. Yeah, this game was crazy. I'm just gonna let you enjoy this now.